Hello and welcome to Hispanic Pride, Orgullo Hispano, a bilingual podcast created in collaboration with the community newspapers highlighting leaders who are making a difference in our community. My name is Karen Diazgranados, representing Commissioner Vicky Lopez in District 5. Today, we're honored to welcome Miami-Dade County Supervisor of Elections, Alina Garcia. Supervisor Garcia has dedicated decades in public service and now leads one of the largest election systems in the county. Thank you for being here with us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. For me, it's always important to talk about elections and, the dates and all that good stuff and ensure that everyone is ready to vote.
Congratulations, as tomorrow you will be inducted into the Miami-Dade County Hall of Fame. So we look forward to witness this beautiful event.
Well, it's a great honor to be the first ever elected supervisor of elections to Miami-Dade County. And, the first female, the first Hispanic.
Yes.
So it's always very important. And, I have to do a very, very good job in order to ensure that people continue voting and electing Hispanic women.
That's wonderful. Absolutely. You have dedicated decades in public service. What inspired you to pursue a career in public service, primarily here in Miami-Dade County?
Well, that was a little bit of a way back.
Okay.
But I had a friend that was recruiting for the Republican Party, and he asked me to help, and I started helping, and I fell in love with the process. And the best thing about being a public servant is that sometimes you can help one person, and that's always a wonderful feeling.
Well, as you previously mentioned, you have made history by becoming the first constitutionally elected supervisor of elections. What does this role mean to you?
I was born in Cuba, and from a very young age, my parents taught me the importance of democracy. I was very privileged that they brought me when I was 3 years old. They brought me to this wonderful country, the United States of America. And I am very, very, very grateful that I was raised in a free country. Unfortunately, Cuba has no democracy still. And for me, taking care of that democracy, being a guardian of our democratic process is a wonderful thing. I love my job, and I do the best that I can, and I have a great team, because without the team that we have, we couldn't do what we do. But I think we're doing a wonderful job here in Miami-Dade County. We're considered one of the best elections offices throughout the state. We're an example. We're a platinum standard. So I work very hard every day to ensure that continues, always upgrading, always finding the best technologies, the best way. And of course, the people that we have are, second to none.
Can you share with us, and I know we can add that at the bottom here on video, but can you share more about the website, how people can search information?
Of course. Page? Our website is www.votemiamidade.gov. And you can go on the website and register to vote. You can also request your vote by mail ballot. We have the upcoming midterm elections that they will be August 18th, but that is the last day to vote. Early voting starts August 3rd. But before that, 30 days before that, people will start receiving their vote by mail ballots. So if you want to vote by mail, it's very important that you request it. Just because you received it in the last election cycle does not mean that you're going to receive it now. So you can go on our website and request that, or you can call us at 305-499-8683. That's 305-499-VOTE. So you can remember it. We're happy to help with anything that we can.
And what are the biggest priorities in your office heading into the upcoming elections?
Well, our biggest priority is to get as many people engaged as we can. We're registering people to vote, and we're also promoting the vote by mail ballots. In Miami-Dade County, there's 3 ways to vote. We always vote on paper, but we vote by mail, early voting, or on election day. And, it's very important to make a plan. When is it that you're going to go vote? How is it that you're going to vote? That's very important. And I always tell people, when you're going to go to a party, you make a plan. Well, make a plan when you're going to go vote.
Absolutely.
Make a plan so that way you don't forget and you execute it.
So, election integrity and voter confidence are very important topics today. How is your office ensuring that us voters, the community, um, can maintain or experience the transparency, the security, and the trust in the process?
Well, we're out there in the community all the time, and we go to different places to educate, and we also give tours in our office. So whenever you want to come with your team, we'd love to have you and show you how the process works. We don't want elections to be a mystery. We want elections to be totally transparent so that people can see firsthand the job. And, it takes a lot. People don't realize it. But, on one day, you have to have more than almost 800 precincts ready to go with equipment and people, and it's a lot. It's a lot. The logistics are huge, but we have a great team, and we make it happen.
Absolutely. I've witnessed that process in the past as a county employee. And I've participated before in the voting process.
Well, thank you so much for that, because we're always recruiting poll workers. So if you have any interest in becoming a poll worker, you can go on our website at www.votemiyamidade.gov, or you can call us at 305-499-VOTE or 499-8683, and you can also participate. That's so wonderful. Democracies need to be healthy, and the way to have a healthy democracy is by people participating. We need everyone to participate. So
thank you so much for that. And what would you like to share to the community about the importance of civic participation and voting?
Well, if you don't vote, you can't complain.
Yes.
Right? And your vote, the people that we elect, they have a huge influence in our lives, especially the local governments. They tell you where the traffic light goes, what streets are going to get paved, the water, and then, of course, the state government with education and all of those funding things that we need for our county. Voting is super important. It's super important because when you vote, you speak your voice, and your voice is heard through your vote.
If you could leave a message with us today, all the community, and what would it be?
The most important thing is to be registered to vote and go out and vote. That's the most important thing. And, do your homework. You can look up your ballot. If you go into our webpage, you can go in and look up your ballot. We will also be sending sample ballots through emails and through the newspapers. And, do your homework. Do your homework and make a plan and ensure that you execute your right to vote. It's not only saying, oh, I want to vote. No, you have to vote. It's important, and that's the way that we keep our democracy healthy. It's wonderful being a guardian of our democracy, and I encourage you all to do the same, and that's the way to do it.
Thank you very much, Supervisor Garcia, for sharing all this knowledge and for joining us today.
It is my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's always great when we can, speak about elections and speak about our democracy. It's always wonderful. So thank you very much.
And thank you to our audience for tuning in to Hispanic Pride, Orgullo Hispano. Be sure to follow us at Hispanic MDC on Instagram, Facebook, and X, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Advocacy MDC. See you next time.